On April 2025, millions of people around the world will unite to stand in solidarity with Palestine in the largest global action for Gaza. And here in Bangladesh, that spirit of world stops for Gaza came alive through an unprecedented nationwide no work, no school strike on April 7th, which saw an overwhelming response from students and people from all walks of life. The following Friday, on April 12th, thousands upon thousands gathered at Suhrawardy, Udyan, in what would become the biggest pro-Gaza protest in Bangladesh's history, with estimates of participants ranging from 100,000 to 1 million. At the rally, Amar Desh editor Mahmouda Rahman read a powerful 4-point declaration, which I'd like to share with you now. It called for the prosecution of Israel at the ICC for genocide, the severing of diplomatic ties with Israel among all Muslim nations and Bangladesh's government, the re-establishment of the Accept Israel clause on Bangladeshi passports, and the inclusion of Palestinian history and Al-Aqsa resistance in school textbooks. This demonstration was significant not only because of the massive public turnout, but also due to the national broad participation. Leaders of the BNP, the country's largest opposition party, joined the protests through their student wing Chhatra Dal. Prominent Islamic scholars like Sheikha Madella and Mizana Ramona Azari, as well as national cricket stars like Mahmoud Riyad, also lent their support. The rally took place in Dhaka, but demonstrations also spanned Chattagram Rajahi, Kumilla, and many other regional centers across the country. Unfortunately, some of the protests took a violent turn with reports of vandalism and looting targeting businesses linked to international brands accused of having Israeli ties, such as KFC, Domino's, Coca-Cola, Bata, and more. At least 75 people were arrested in connection with the violence, according to the Inspector General of Police. However, the government did respond to some of the demands made at the rally. On April 13th, they reinstated the Accept Israel clause in passports, which had been removed in 2018. This was a direct response to the protesters' call for severing ties with Israel. In conclusion, this nationwide uprising against Israel's atrocities in Gaza showed the world a level of solidarity and public awareness on the issue. It also demonstrated domestic unity in Bangladesh, highlighting the power of student activism, political cooperation, and pressure for government accountability. Before I end my talk, let me add that while we condemn the violence and destruction of property during the protests, it is important to acknowledge the root causes of such actions, namely the anger and frustration resulting from the international community's failure to hold Israel accountable for its egregious violations of international law and human rights. The massacre of Gaza's innocent civilians cannot be ignored or accepted. We must continue to raise our voices and demand justice for Palestine. Thank you very much.